sound like live, and if I start cutting out or something when it goes live.
Right. Right.
Okay, so how do I sound at this point? Is there any problem?
As far as I can tell, you sound good.
Okay. Okay. We're opening a can. This is the continuation of the open can cast, an open can stream,
Okay.
if you will.
Yeah, I've got the can opener ready. It's one of the old-fashioned ones with the little hook bit and the knife, like weird blade bit. It's not one of the new fancy twisty ones. Purely manual. This is manual can opening right now.
Yes. This is what the viewers want. This is what they need. This is what they clamor for when they come to my channel.
This is what they demand. Bloodthirsty, those Unikitty fans. If they don't get this, fire, anarchy, broken windows, lobsters everywhere.
Well, I mean, a vote for Outlaw Harvest is a vote for anarchy.
Well, it all comes full circle. There we go. We did it. There's more. We did it. That's the end of the out. That's the grand finale. You just full circled it right there. Unikitty. You did it. That's your movie. Congratulations, Outlaw.
Weeb Trash Productions may have made a creative masterpiece, but for my movie, I'm just going to take episodes of Lego Unikitty and intersperse text on screen of memes that I've had on my channel.
Yes. The perfect movie. The perfect experience. The perfect art. You've invented it.
Of course. Huh. So how are you doing, Magos? So what's going on in Magos land today?
I slept for too long, and my sleep cycle's fucked, and my life is a limbo of constant fear that this brief duration of freedom will come crashing down at any moment, and I haven't got a video made in a week and a half now, and that's making me, oh god, and all of that, general crippling depression and such, but beyond that, yeah, it's pretty good. It's fine. Yeah. How about you, Outlaw?
Oh boy, yeah. I've been watching random episodes of Black Mirror out of order, and that show is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. My dad was telling me about it. He was yeah, when I first moved out and you were away and all that, I would watch Black Mirror to distract myself or whatever from crippling depression, and that was a real cool bonding moment that we had there. It was real nice.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I was watching Black Mirror, and it's legitimately one of my favorite shows that I've ever watched. I only watched a few episodes of it. It was really, really good.
From what I've heard, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say I need to watch the first season now, but yeah.
From what I've heard about discussion on the internet, aside from memes, the first 2 seasons are fantastic 10 out of 10 masterpieces. The 3rd season isn't as good. The 4th season is bad. And there's a Christmas special, apparently, which is the best.
Oh, yeah. The Christmas special is the one that I watched, and it's legitimately a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Just that episode alone, it's great. It's really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotten a bit of a reputation. It's sort of in line with a bit of terrible fan base of people being cringy about shilling it, and again the apparent decline in quality because there was a change in hands of who's running it, like it's Netflix or Amazon or someone owns it now, who didn't for the first 2 seasons, and TV and other such things. But yeah.
Other than that, I watched the Godzilla anime from Polygon Pictures, which was terrible. That's legitimately one of the worst anime shows that I've watched. Oh my god, I hated it. The whole show is just beating around the bush about what's happening, and then repeating that beating around the bush. Like, it's all just constant dialogue, and the dialogue is literally them repeating themselves over and over and over again, to the point of it being unnatural, and it's really bad. Happens.
No,
You watch the characters go to do something, anything in that time they go to do something, they're just sort of talking about, "Oh boy, on Earth this thing happened. It was bad. Let's talk about why. Why?" And that's literally the dialogue of the whole show. It makes me want to die. It's not good. I don't like that show. It's very bad. And,
oh dear.
it didn't help
Gotta
that I
skip
was
that.
watching the English dub, but, I mean, even without the dub itself being cringy, just the writing of that show, no amount of good translation can save how bad that show is in and of itself, and so I really not like that at all.
No
What
dear.
e what else did I do today? Oh, yeah, I watched, a Robin Williams romantic comedy,
Oh,
License
give
to
it.
Wed. It was an average film. It was good. I had fun watching it, but it was just kind of average.
Yeah.
In
Oh.
consuming media, basically, I've I haven't watched a single YouTube video today whatsoever,
Ah.
which is
Oh.
great. It's music to my ears.
Yeah, YouTube is a nightmare of stealing time and oh god, time. I need more time. Give me more time. But that's fine. Yeah. It is weird. Like it feels it like almost any other media feels like it's more substantial in YouTube. I don't know. It's probably just to signify of how low quality and bad all YouTube videos are. But YouTube is easy, and that's the problem. It's
Mhm.
very easy to watch YouTube, and that's why it's a trap and a nightmare and a death sentence. And oh god, I want to fucking neck myself. But that's fine. Gotta escape.
Yeah.
Obviously, gotta escape the city.
Yeah. I think, like, once you're gone from YouTube for a day and you just say, "Alright, I'm not going to watch this anymore," it just becomes so easy, because I'm watching Netflix now. You could make the
Mm,
argument, "Oh, Netflix is just bad television and all that," but it's better than YouTube. It's like, of a step up as it may be, there's still more substantial things on there than YouTube. There are things that have teams of people that made those things to where and it feels more substantial to watch a bad Netflix show than it does to watch great YouTube videos, you know? And
mm.
so that's sort of where I'm headed in the direction of. I've a book I got from the library about Ivan the Terrible,
Oh, that's
and
fun.
I had that book for a while, but I never finished it. I put it down because, "Oh, I gotta watch YouTube," and now I'm able to finish that book. So,
Oh, that's
that's
fun.
where my life has been headed generally, and it's very nice. It's very refreshing to know that I can watch television and read books and not,
Mm.
pay attention to some weird bearded man who takes up 5 hours of my day for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, there's the thing. Like, there's the barrier to entry with really most other mediums, right? Just people are going to say like, does this have a general level of appeal? Like, there's the freedom that's brought by the YouTube and the whole internet, no barrier to entry stuff, but it's that freedom provides the freedom to be utterly shit and nothing and vacuous and empty and hollow and bad, not good.
Mm, yeah.
But
I
yeah.
think I made a vlog on the Rain channel, um, greatest of all time Outlaw Harvest YouTube channel, Rain, about how do Let's Plays attract the depressed was the point I was making in that video. And I think if you combine the very easy bear of entry or for YouTube in that, like, you can consume it for hours. There's just hours. It's very easy to watch. And then you combine there's 2 people talking here who you can pretend are your friends. It's a friends simulator, and just for hours you can escape to that and sort of feel parasocial relationship. And over time, that content will feel wasteful because it is. Like, it is wasteful content. You're just spending hours on listening to literally people talk. The more I think about it, the more I think about why would anyone want to do this? This is a bad idea. What you, one viewer on the stream right now, are doing is a bad idea. You could
No,
be
no.
doing anything else with your time, but instead you're listening to 2 friends talk with one another. This is not a good idea. You could go out and learn so many things. You could go out and, I don't know, file that mortgage you always wanted to file or something. I don't know how real life works. You know, you could do anything else. Listening to
Mm.
me and Magos talk, have some respect for yourself is what I'm saying.
Have some fucking dignity. Have some goddamn drive. Be something. Stop watching a shitty live stream and go out and be something. Somewhere. Anywhere. What do you want to do? What is your dream? What is a simple desire you have? Just work towards it. Come on, fucking close this right now and get on it. Close.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't close.
I
If they're still hearing us now, they didn't close, which means they're shit. They're shit people. They're bad people, and they should try harder.
I'm not looking at the chat right now, by the way, so I could be completely offending a friend of mine, and I just don't care.
No one's watching. There's no one. No one's here.
On my end, it
It's
says there's 1 viewer.
that's me,
This is
presumably. Because
Oh,
I
okay.
wanted to check on it. So yeah, nobody's here. But you know,
Mm,
that's good.
mm,
That's good. That means the Unikitty fans have finally actualized themselves,
mm.
or at least
Yeah,
taken the first
yeah,
step by stopping watching the shit, poop.
yeah. Why would you watch someone talk about Lego Unikitty when you can just go watch Lego Unikitty? Have you ever thought about that YouTube viewer
Mm. Well, I
show?
mean, to be fair, like the point of that is the argument of synopsis, right? Like a Lego Unikitty video is probably going to be significantly shorter than the runtime of Lego Unikitty. So you know, there's an argument for expediency, but
But it feels worse. It feels worse to do.
I don't know. It depends on the person. Like I don't know. Like with all of these YouTube things, the example that people always don't bring up but should bring up is Endless Jess. All of his videos do feel substantial and better. Like when he's reviewing a bad, it's a great video. It's a great piece of it's a piece of art. He makes a work of art out of his not review things, even right. Substance to that. So like, what would I rather do? Play the Zelda game one or the Rocky Horror Picture Show remake one, or watch Endless Justice videos, which are both significantly shorter than the media they're about, and better,
Mm.
and cool,
Yeah.
and good.
Yeah, that is a very good point, but I think Jess, subsedes almost no, not almost everyone else, he just subsedes everyone else. So,
Yeah. But you know, I mean,
yeah,
like he's the furthest example to show that it can be done. Like he is the theoretical example of, like he's proven that it's possible. So you know, in theory, others could do that, maybe.
mm, why we're doing what we do. I just think in terms of, like, watching a whole bunch of YouTube, and I mean, I still like a lot of analysis videos, for what they do, for providing a synopsis and doing it in a creative and interesting way, or to text into why someone would enjoy something. I mean, that's the main reason I watch analysis videos anyway, or to provide a message about life and values, which, especially in something that's critiquing another thing, I think that can be very important. say why this thing's values are wrong or what it can say about the world's values as a whole or whatever. That stuff can be really valuable and can be really cool, and you don't even have to be as great as Endless Jess is to do something like that. But that's not the majority of YouTube videos. Most of it is and Let's Plays, and you can just cut all that stuff out. You can just cut it all out. You don't even need any of it. Um,
Mm, maybe.
I,
Okay. All right. I'd say there are arguments for it. Like, there are dynamics you can get in podcasts that you won't be able to find in real life generally. Like, for example, let's be incredibly egotistical and self-serving. The new podcast featuring Weeb Trash Productions and myself, cast, whatever acronym ended up getting used, whatever one of the M's got used. The dynamic there is it's two weird, crazy, creative art people who have made big, horrific YouTube movies and are weird, not human monster men being weird ones. And generally, that's a dynamic you won't find people like that in real life. You know, that's something
yeah,
there's a level of separation there. Like it can offer an experience of, oh yeah, what is it like for these strange people, or for a more general, widely applicable answer of actual like real cool people, like actors and people who make movies and like real life actual movies, not pretend fake shit YouTube movies, real ones and proper actual artists like those ones who do content like that. They've got experiences and ideas and outlooks that you won't be able to find among your general circles that you'll be in, and that's a unique, special thing that has intrinsic value, right?
yeah, and I definitely don't disagree with that. One of the reasons why I have consumed so much of this stuff for so long is because show you an interesting person, it will show you all aspects of their life and something more about the world. There's definitely value there. I'm not denying that there isn't value there. I think I'm very cynical to it because I've spent so long time that doesn't feel substantial. Like even though there are values to it, I think it needs to be because if you just sit there all the time with a friend simulator as a let's play is, if you're real sad or whatever and you're doing that, easy to watch so you don't have to put in much effort. There's lots of it so you can consume lots of time, and it's a parasocial relationship so you don't have to put any effort into getting friends. If you do that for long enough, I think you're just going to go farther down the rabbit hole of feeling worse.
Mm.
So things like that, I think, are unhealthy because there's no sense of moderation to it, and you're using too much and not the reins of your life and controlling your life to make it better. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, yeah, I think escapism and learning about other people through vlogs and let's plays and all these other things and having dynamics, there are values to that. It is a good thing. People shouldn't do it for 5 hours a day or whatever, maybe like one
Mm.
or
Yeah.
space it out some other way. Try to have
Yeah.
a schedule for yourself, make it to where you can make your goals done first, use it as a reward, something. Just don't in the way I have.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. I'd say. I mean, moderation in all things, right?
Mm.
Especially bad, terrible, not good YouTube videos. The worst of
Especially
things.
the Outlaw and Magos podcast that for some reason I know at least one or two of you have listened to all of them. Why?
Oh God, because that's how do they suffer me in that volume? That's just oh God. Oh, oof, oof. I think there'd be some
Oh
overdose
boy.
symptoms at that point. Just you start trying to fucking pull out your own eyes. But okay,
Yeah.
good for them, I suppose.
Yeah, I've listened back to a lot of my own podcasts, some of which are 3 hours long. I've listened back to those multiple times at points. I can't get those hours back. Like all of that time that I've spent
Mm.
either on those podcasts, which I mean, fine because that's fun, but like the amount of time I've listened back to stuff that I've made. Was I doing that? No, no. How did I go back?
Yeah, that's a real life nightmare fear. The realization that you've wasted so much time and oh god, there's no escape, there's no exit. Help, let me out. But that's fine. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Don't panic. Don't panic. Stop thinking so you won't panic. Listen to
Yeah.
Outlaw and Magos' live stream so you don't have to think about the fact that you've wasted your life. There we go. There's the solution. That's how we solve problems. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta make that part of my Patreon. Have more hours to listen to so you don't know about the money you're wasting. Just let me think for you.
Yeah, yeah. Magos Patreon coming soon in the next 2 months.
Mm,
Soon.
yeah. Yeah, I by that point, I probably will, but you know.
Yeah, you know, that would be a good time. Everyone's gonna be okay. Everyone's gonna make it. I need all of my friends to make it so that they can in turn facilitate me parasitically making it by pledging to my Patreon.
Yeah, learns Taiwanese Mandarin to give Magos a house when.
Oh boy. One day.
Oh
But
boy.
current schedule is try to make a bunch of videos so I can have stuff to release like 1 to 2 videos to release per week for the next few weeks that I can space out a bit, so that I can get some time to work on my sort of almost movie. Oh god.
Mm,
I just said it's horrific. It's a nightmare. Help. Let me die.
yeah. Yeah, I've sort of had similar feelings towards like making YouTube recently just because Drunken Ninja put me on his 3x3 of the best YouTubers, which was incredible how this happened. And Foggy also told me, Outlaw, you're one of the best anime YouTubers around. How did this happen? Why why do people think this about me? I need to go back. I need to cull off all of my subscribers when I could have. It's not okay. People thinking this way about my content is not okay.
Mm. It's scary. It's really horrific when people like what you do. It's worrying. Stop, stop, but don't stop enough where it stops being horrific, but don't stop enough where you won't want to pledge to my Patreon. Coming soon.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And one of the big issues I think for me is to keep up an air of quality, which I mean I want to do anyway because that's within my own plans, but like for some reason there's more stress on my back to keep up quality because oh wow, all of a sudden people made me their favorite YouTuber, you know, a while ago couple months ago, Weeb actually put me on his 3x3. I'm not on there anymore. What did I do wrong? So, you know, I gotta think about this. How many other people's 3x3s am I gonna be kicked off of after I mess up one time, you know? It's stuff it's the stuff of nightmares. I just
Yeah,
don't like this idea of, oh, once people become once you become people's favorite, I can't even speak, you risk of not being their favorite, but before you didn't have to risk that at all because no one thought that way about your stuff, but now you have to keep up with them.
yeah. It's a worrying thing for me because like over the past like I've released all of the videos I've released for the past like few months on the main channel have been of a pretty high standard. Like, yeah, there's not been any it's all been okay. Real videos. I mean, essentially, since my movie, realistically speaking, like you could argue, like the trying to comprehend the Grand Cultivator was the least of that, but even still, and I kind of miss the time when I could just make a kind of shitposty video, but I could just put out a video like the just an unscripted thing talking about a thing, just a weird one-off joke video. And I feel like I can't necessarily do that anymore. Or that would be weird if I were to just do that, and that's gonna confuse and make people. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real struggle. It ain't fun.
Mm.
I think to some extent you have to over that and just do whatever or die trying, you know.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean,
it's
the ideal point
th- th-
would be is I put that stuff on my secondary channel, but the issue is because of fucking dumb narrative bullshit, my secondary channel has arguably an even higher standard than the main one because
mm,
it's all
yeah.
even
Yeah,
weird
that's not fun.
stuff that's all like intricately shot and got
Mm,
like complex editing and got complex fucking like themes and spook shit going on. And oh god, it's even harder. I
mm.
mean, it's not necessarily harder,
Oh
but
boy.
it's sure to do, but it's a different standard that's similar. You know, can't just put a shit poster there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me it's less about uh like shitposty content, and it's more about keeping up a standard of quality just with any content that I do. Because like I'll make like a really good video, and then people will say, "Wow, Outlaw, you're one of my favorite guys now." Well, okay, I can't make a really good video every week. That was out of an inspiration that I had where the cards just aligned correctly to where I could do that
Mm.
all the time, you know? And if I go back to making something that's just sort of okay, that how are people gonna feel about that? How are people gonna perceive that? You know, I put out just the other day about, like, silent films or something that Spacey got mad at, but that's okay. Um,
Mm.
that video wasn't very good. It was just sort of an idea that I had, and I wanted to get out that idea. I didn't get it out too well, but I made it understandable at least. I could have done it better.
Mm.
Wanted something out because I didn't have anything out at that point. But, you know, it's not like it was a shill video or anything, it's just that it didn't feel as good as other stuff I've done before, and that makes me worried.
Yeah, yeah. That's a pain. I mean, it was a decent video, but you know, yeah, it was just a case of it was smaller in scope necessarily than yeah, previous stuff. But
Hmm,
I mean, Spacey is universally wrong. He fucking posted some shit. It makes me mad, and it makes me mad. Let's take a screen cap of this. I'll put that, and you can see that in the live stream. Angry at Spacey Filmer, the fucking villain, the heel. How how long narrative? This motherfucker. How dare he? How dare he? How dare he say these things? Doesn't he know the wrath that shall bear down on him for these crimes against humanity? He'll pay. He'll pay dearly.
hmm, yeah.
Don't even know the whole
The
thing.
Burmese government, they're what they did was nothing wrong. What the Geneva Conventions really needs to worry about is Spacey Filmer and his crimes against human rights.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, Magos, me an idea. We should move to Burma, or formerly known as Burma, now known as Nananor. I don't know how to say the name. It's a country in Asia. It's like right by Cambodia and Vietnam and all that. We should move there.
Okay, that sounds fun. Sure, let's go.
Yeah, they have an operational nuclear weapons program going. They've only been sanctioned by the US and the EU for the last decades.
That's fun. That's exciting. Oh boy. Mm.
And then the dictator there, or whatever, tried to like get less sanctions on the country by saying, "We released a couple political prisoners."
Oh, that's good. That's politics. Mm. Mm. The world. The world's such a scary, scary place. But that's fine.
Yeah,
Who cares?
yeah.
YouTube videos. That's what matters.
We need to move to
YouTube
the
videos and anime and Warhammer 40k.
yeah, yeah.
Get
We need to
involved out
move
there.
to YouTube.
We need to move to California and take over the offices of YouTube and Google. Just own YouTube.
Yeah, yeah. We need to dethrone those cucks and put in the true red-pilled, the true red-pilled gods here.
Through Red-pilled masterminds. And yeah, we can save YouTube single-handedly. Just beat anyone up who doesn't. It would just say fix the algorithm, and if every day they don't fix it, we beat up someone, and so we solve the
Mm,
problem. It's not even
yeah,
necessarily
yeah, and
something that works like on the coding. Just beat up a janitor, beat up anyone in the
oh
building,
yeah.
just beat up visitors. But people will get beat up. Is the point?
Yes, ruling with an iron fist.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. We got to put porn ads on the website. That'll save everyone's ad revenue. Put it on YouTube Kids.
Oh no, that would be exciting. That would be interesting news. I can imagine YouTube fucking up and just doing that accidentally. Like that doesn't even seem outside the realm of realistic. Like that sounds predictable. Like yeah, I would not be surprised. They should just fuck up and do that.
Oh
Okay.
boy. And YouTube did support pedophiles for a while until they just got too much bad PR about it that they had to stop. It was making them money though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, YouTube, YouTube.com, the greatest company, only game in town, and essentially unsinkable at this point. I'm really glad that this is what we have forever.
Yeah, Google, the most not evil company.
Yeah, thanks Google. Thanks for everything.
Google and Facebook, just my favorite companies.
Hmm. What heroes? What heroes?
Mm,
But
of course.
that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. At least there's always Amazon, having that little extra share of your soul. They've got a little bit
Yeah.
too. Never forget Amazon.
Mm.
They make sure neither gets a 50% stake. Just taking it a little bit out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Amazon is probably better than both YouTube and Facebook, at least in my opinion. I like them
Yeah.
more.
I mean, they treat their employees like badly, but that's roughly the extent of it. Beyond that, they're very much just a case of we're here for profit. We're not going to be we're not going to be political about our weird, horrifying, draconian policies. We're just here to make money, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that in itself isn't too good, but at least it's not terrible.
There's some elements of of free market goodness to them. Like what was one? Top Gear. That was the Britman show that was owned by the BBC, and then Jeremy Clarkson was a bit of a racist, and so they had to fire him. And then the other two left because the whole gimmick was it was these three people being fun people about cars a bit, and then they hired some like five people from a diversity quota thing, and it was bad, and none of them were cool. None of them were even cool. So Amazon just hired the presenters of Top Gear and just made their own Top Gear. demand, right? It's defying the weird like be political ones. It's fuck, who cares? Who cares that Jeremy Clarkson's a bit of a racist and a bit of a cunt? He's a funny TV man,
Mm.
and he's got the other people who are funny TV men. Fuck it, we'll just do it ourselves. Free market. There's demand. We will supply, and
Yeah.
that's roughly morally good by my standards.
Mm.
Give people
Yeah, I
what they
mean, there
want. Yeah.
yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's what people want, then that's, what they should not but, what show was that? Was that the Grand Tour, if I recall
Yeah,
correctly?
the Grand Tour was the replacement one. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. We would watch that it's funny, we would watch that in our auto class, like, our teacher, he would just put on the Grand Tour and have work for us to do, and it was the best thing.
Yeah, it was good. Because that was the thing. It was the whole thing was just based on here are three entertainer people who have a great dynamic, and they're like cars are just a conceit. Like it's essentially like a video game let's play type thing of the Game Grumps sort of thing of the game is just a conceit for here's a constant stream of stimulus to fuel any conversation should it slow down. But
Mm,
it's just the main point of it is here's some funny, entertaining people, and they're good and funny and entertaining, and it's a great good time. And then the BBC killed Top Gear because politics, and yeah, Max
yeah.
revived it. Thanks Amazon for Max reviving Top Gear as the Grand Tour. You did it.
Yeah, Amazon are the good boys. They're my sweet baby boys. I like Amazon.
Hmm.
But, yeah, the BBC, I don't like the BBC, though. They're bad.
BBC are terrible.
Bad.
They should sell off all of their intellectual property and be burnt down.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, isn't it like in, the UK, you have to have only, state-owned or state-mandated television? How does that work?
I mean, the way I don't know the exact things of it, but there's various offices of what's allowed to be on TV, but the BBC specifically is state owned. There are like general TV channels of regular ones and like corporation ones that are about, but the BBC is the idea of it is this is the one that is owned by the government a bit. Theoretically, the idea
Mm,
is like, oh, it's going to be separated from the ideals of making money and being all the bad parts of corporation because it can't sink because the government is keeping it there by force by forcing everyone to pay for it. Or it can be unbiased in the news and focus on the art for TV shows and enriching the public, but it's not because they are horribly biased in the news, and most of their shows are just staffed by incompetent people.
mm. Yeah, yeah, I mean, they've got Doctor Who and,
They got Sherlock.
oh, no, I hate Sherlock.
It's bad, yeah. They had Top Gear, but then they stopped, and now Amazon has the Grand Tour instead. But what else do they even have? They have the news. Uh, oh God, they probably have other shows.
Mm.
I just don't. Oh God, who
I mean,
cares?
they which aired on AMC in the US, and I liked Humans. I thought that was a decently good show. There were some cool sci-fi concepts in there. That was a show, but I mean, it wasn't like great or anything.
Yeah, they're not good, but you know, that's okay. That's fine. It's fine that we're all forced to pay for the BBC. It's fine
Mm,
that that isn't something we're allowed to choose. That's
mm.
good. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I'm pushing towards
Government facts.
taxes paying for stuff is anyway, so what it goes to doesn't matter. Like, they're gonna take my money anyway. If they put it towards something I don't like, I don't have any power against that. I don't care. I guess doesn't.
Taxation is theft, and stop. Do not tread.
Uh,
Do not tread.
I don't care that much to sit here and say, "Oh, taxation is bad," and it's that who cares?
Yeah, I
I
mean, well, you know, I can see both sides of it. Of course, I am a poor one, or from taxation than the rich by and large.
mm,
But even then, there's the case of like partial government. Then taxation is an uncomfortable thing, like just on a base level, and hashtag political dissident Magos. So you know.
mm, yeah, yeah. I think, there if you're going to do the whole thing with taxes, there should be a system in place for people who can't necessarily pay them, the whole, um, close to full employment as possible and all that, or, some Scandinavian countries do with the whole, uh, giving people money until they can get a job type of thing or whatever, it's trying to do stuff to make it less harsh on, having a whole bunch of money's lives and whatnot. It's words, I guess.
Mm. Like politics, you need to hashtag ban politics. Yeah, but you know, yeah. Oh god. Oh god. Oh oh god. I've got to find the exit. I've got to I've got to make so many YouTube videos, and then I've got to find the exit, and then I've got to roll in the ball and die. Help!
Mm,
Let me die. Let me be the dead.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, this open canned, no open canned will be left unturned. We will, find the door, I suppose. There's too many cans in the way.
Every can must be opened. One of them must have the exit. I'm assuming it's a Narnia thing. It's going to be very painful to climb into the can, but once we find the can, then that's a problem for once we find the exit can. First of all, we've got to open all
Mm,
these damn cans.
yeah. 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 Of course, the exiting outlaw has already exited, so I have no thing.
Ah,
Um,
fair enough.
oh boy. Yeah, it's the weekend, so I sort of have just been watching television, but day comes up, I have to create like a spreadsheet and like a all of the work that I'm doing for school and all that, and I have to like make screen caps and work that I'm doing and all that, and I have to like a detailed document of just all of that stuff,
Mm,
schedule out everything, which is going to be do.
mm.
But at home I can have time to do all that. I guess it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, it's not good. It's a painful thing, but you know. Everything's painful. When you're confined to horrific, bad schedules of other people, and that's bad and bad and bad and bad. And when you're free, then just days stop meaning anything, and time stops meaning anything, and you're into a consistent void of self-loathing and crippling depression. But you know, that's fine.
Mm,
Everything's okay. It's okay. We're
mm,
gonna escape. We're gonna get out. Gotta
mm,
find the exit. Gotta
mm.
gotta make YouTube videos. Gotta make like two Warhammer videos, three non-Warhammer videos, and a movie. Some spooky stuff for my secondary channel too, and maybe another Warhammer video as well. Why not? I gotta do everything, and then I gotta release it. Then I gotta act two something.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how the audio sounds on this stream, by the way. I gotta check that out later. But,
Oh boy, that's exciting. It's gonna be good.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
totally listening.
the au the audio could just totally mess up and make it to where neither of us are audible, and it goes through, like, half of our sentences, but I don't really care all that much.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fine.
YouTube. I
Yeah.
gotta find. I don't know. I don't even know what my YouTube channel is gonna be because I sing as much on a schedule other people are making for me anymore in terms of school, which is good, but now I have to make my own schedule for it. I have to set up everything in a way where leeway to spend extra time on things and, to, like, change things around or whatever, do extra stuff or whatever, so that I mean, that's good. That's good, I can do stuff my own way and whatnot, but, I just don't know I just don't know how YouTube is gonna be when I'm not watching any YouTube. It feels weird to spend all this time on other things, real
Mm,
life and television and books.
yeah, it's a strange one that realizing that oh yeah, there's actual real art you can consume rather than this mess of regurgitated hover.
Yeah. In that mindset, it just feels really weird. You know, I played a video game today. It wasn't really a real it was, Smash TV. It was the arcade Midway a Midway arcade game floor, the, like, small CRT television, and I was drinking a peach soda, and I was just playing Smash TV, the arcade game, and it felt living in the 1990s. Really nice.
Oh boy, that's yeah, yeah. That's always it's good to actually do that. It's yeah, video games. I played a video game. It was good. It was I felt almost joy for the first time, and then I
Mm.
then I stopped. Then I realized that it was all a facade and there's nothing, and because there's no product at the end of it, I don't actually feel happy. And oh God, help, let me out.
Yeah, one of the things that I
Yeah.
worry about, um, thing is that, I used to describe this a lot in videos, but, like, for a while, YouTube was really the only thing that would bring me joy, like, when I would make a YouTube video, it would just be the only time I really felt anything close to humanity, and I think moved away from where I was, I don't feel that way anymore, and that worries me because my narrative has changed in the same way that Digi, weird hobo man, strange guy, that was the conceit of a lot of his narrative and the conceit of a lot of people's investment to him. Well, since I've changed so much, how's my audience gonna think of that? How is my content gonna change because I've changed, you know? That it's very worrying to me, but I can't have much an effect on it beyond enjoy and of the change that I've made or that's happened.
Mm. Yeah,
Mm,
that's deeply concerning, but you know that's fine. That's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Don't try not to panic. But
mm,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. This is a very strange dynamic in this podcast. What is this?
Uh, it is what it is. I don't know. I've woke up quite recently, so I'm a bit uh tired on that end of things. I don't know what time it is in your land, and we've already sort of had like a decently long conversation yesterday. That was the thing. What was that day before? I don't remember time. So
Mm,
a lot
uh,
of the more natural material is used.
mm, yeah, yeah,
Everything is
one of the moments I didn't record.
I don't know. I enjoyed that. That was more natural and yeah, just free of the conceit of trying to be entertaining or all that garbage for garbage people. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
just
that
have a conversation with friends. It's there's something almost unique to that when you're an entertainer man and trying to make bad people. feel something in their empty fucking lives.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is sort of caught up to me because I had this plan where I was gonna record all conversations and record all minutes of my life, constantly have a camera on until that was just my unique state of being, but ever capture self, I don't think you can ever have a camera on and have that camera being on not be part of the dynamic. It always changes the dynamic. Even
Right.
if you're used to that, even if you've molded yourself around the camera is still an element, and you can't change that. You can only change yourself.
Mm.
You can never record those moments because you're not recording the same person anymore. You're recording a weird cameraman who's always, on television. So it's a problem that I've had to come to terms with because I've always been this way. I've always wanted to have everything on recording so I don't forget it, or to um just archive situations to where they feel they're most natural, but cameras there um negates any sort of natural feelings oftentimes because there's a camera there. You gotta be a cameraman. That's something you
Mm.
just kind of have to accept after a while. You can't fully get a natural conversation. You can get moments of one. You can have genuine moments, sure, but you can never get the full thing. And I always want to get the full thing, and I think that's unhealthy.
Yeah, I don't know. There's always that element in the back of your head of it is even if it's in the background, it's a sub-objective of I'm trying to be entertaining. I'm trying to provide a product. At the end of the day, this is something that other people will listen to, and it diminishes the ability to just stop, right? Because in conversations, in real proper conversations between actual people without an audience, you can just stop for a bit and be quiet for a bit, and that's okay. But it isn't really okay in something like this. You're not allowed to do that. And there are, of
Mm.
course, more subtle elements of it, but that's the big evocative point one that makes you feel or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I've been thinking a lot more about this. I think I should focus quality podcasts and making fewer of them. Just making less podcasts and make them a podcast, a real podcasting show, and just do that. And do way less of them. Like, focus more on just making quality content. I don't need to be the human content machine that I am. I think I should focus more on just making better. Um, and, part of me feels like I'm defeating the dream that I always wanted. He wants to become a human content machine, and a part of me says, "I need to defeat him. I need to make more content than he is," because for some reason I have pride about that.
Mm.
And, the also that idea of just having all the time is something that I've looked up to for a long time, but I don't know if that's something that's healthy. I don't know if that's something people should do. I
Yeah, I
think
don't know.
those conversations that we were having in the Crows yesterday, I think that's what I want my life to be more of.
Mm.
Got what that's like for a while,
Yeah,
should. So
I
if I
know.
do a
I've
podcast, I think it should be a podcast, and be less of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I get the envy of the digi-human content machine type thing, but for me, it was less a case of, oh look, here's everything. Everything is turned into a bit of content, rather than you're constantly building something that there's a product at the end of it, right? The ability to just, yeah, I can spend this much of my day and use that to productively, rather than just not, which is, it's the wasting time. It's the freedom from wasting time.
Yeah.
Is the appeal part of it, not the not the not the fact that you're spewing content out.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean that's certainly an aspect. It's just that there's to just having yourself screen and constantly saying things and constantly making new ideas and building on those ideas that I find very appealing and that I've wanted to do. Myself more distant from that type of content, and as I enjoy it less, I also enjoy making it less. Nothing
Mm.
else.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It's struggle of an outlaw, part two. Good video. That was a great video. I was being in German. I don't know if we've talked about that on a recorded thing.
Mm.
Have we talked about that on a recorded thing? I don't know. Was
No.
that in the open
No,
can
we
cast?
no. We made the open can cast before that.
Yeah, see, this is the problem. Oh, this is the problem with being free from all the scheduled stuff of time. It all melts together. There's no days mean nothing. I barely see the sunlight. It's just that's all days are. It's just a case of sometimes there'll be a little bit of light coming in through like behind the closed curtains. That's it. That's the only difference. And it's not like my sleep is at all based upon that. All time is the numbers on a clock. There's nothing beyond that. There's no days. There's no there's no weeks. There's no weekends. There's no it's all just numbers. It's all just numbers ticking past. Oh
Mm.
god. What was I saying about yeah, Struggle of an Outlaw 2 1. That was some real emotions there. That was some felt like it was a case of wow, yeah, Outlaw proving he can make the fucking like it had the feeling of that one bit of the ye olde one bit of like duration of footage that was used for the first Struggle of an Outlaw one, but that was much more of a smaller thing. It was a case of okay, you can clearly take this and make it a larger, more realized thing, and make it a fucking art was cool and good, and yeah, congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. But most of those words were not even words, but okay. Thank you.
I apologize. I apologize much. That you know, yeah.
It was like you would say one word that was sort of going towards an idea, then you would say ye olde one and some other thing. The case
Uh,
of ye olde one one's a great video. It's all right, Magos. Okay.
I apologize. It's what I talk about. It's the word ravioli. I'm not trying to build sentences as much as I'm trying to put the emotion from my head onto you.
Mm,
It's not pretty. It's not elegant. It's essentially you imagine ravioli. You got that in your head. Ravioli.
mm.
Picture it. Picture ravioli. It's got sauce. It's got you know yeah
Mhm.
yeah. You get the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know how it's got like the stuff inside the ravioli. That's the
Yeah.
emotional idea I want to confer, and the whole broth of it is words. And the most efficient way to do that is just to mash the whole thing into you, at you, so the ravioli gets ruptured, and the stuff inside the ravioli is not, and you get the basic emotional content.
Mm. I
Yeah,
mean that's certainly one way to do it, and I don't think it's necessarily bad. I mean, you apologize several times, and I mean you don't need to. I was just sort of ripping on you for it as a joke. Uh,
yeah, I know, but I still regret being a not good talk person. I'm bad at talking. I can't talk well.
mm,
I I need to work into a lot more. It's something. It is by a significant margin my worst attribute in as far as the doing the whole internet-y person thing, and it's something that I'm aware of, and accepting it does no good. Being aware of how shit it is will help me realize that it's something that you need to fucking work hard at.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I often do a similar thing of going through and saying too much and doing all that. So something I used to do more of, but over time you start doing it less. Um, I think that uh, if you generally just try to the way you would in writing, but in speech, just through doing it so many times, it makes more sense.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop being a corpse. Let's try to put things together. I feel like the main issue of it at this point is just lack of practice. I need to put far more time into the matter, as well as just generally trying harder, like I am right now. I'm putting full focus on speaking properly, on putting all the sentences together right, on all the words flowing into other words. Wow, look at this. I've said a whole sentence, whole paragraph properly, except for that bit there where I just fucked up. I almost did a whole bit properly, but then I fucked up towards the end, but it was going well. Say the point I'm making is that when you put the effort in, when you try real hard, real big, real hard one do, it's a bit better. Just need to make it so that comes more naturally to me. So that's something that's less of a, oh god, you're putting in all the effort, you're fucking gonna fall over after this. Help, let me die.
Yeah, yeah, it's certainly an ordeal. It's not good. I don't know. I think the problem is uh, dramatized more than it actually is, or feel that way because I'm sort of being the exiting outlaw who's uh, YouTube dissonant, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's make the awful video, you do a thing, or you be a person, or you words, you life, or you kill yourself, who cares? It's nothing real.
Mm.
Let me out.
Yeah, yeah. I think the um the the struggle of an outlaw 3 where I just talk about that problem, that
Yeah.
transitional problem of um being so far into that mindset of I'm going to be that human content machine 1 going into this other thing. It's a very sharp turn, you know, that turn is quite sharp.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe Struggle of an Outlaw 3 will abstractly represent that idea.
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting topic, certainly. Oh god, my eye. Yeah, it's worth exploring. Yeah,
Mm,
I suppose it's pretty unique. I don't know. I mean, it must be something like there are lots of people who think like that. I'm going to become a YouTuber. That's not an uncommon thing, strictly. I mean, it's you get what I'm saying. It's something there's a lot of people in that dumb mindset. So there's got to be logically a lot of people who realize, oh no, this is not realistic, and I should be a real person at least for a time. Explored in depth because I guess a lot of the people who do it aren't who do it and fail aren't necessarily that competent, so couldn't convey it that well. And it's they're failing because of their incompetence rather than circumstance, which is more your case, as well as change of desires. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Right, then, I'm going to try a thing. I'm going to try playing a video game at the same time to see if that helps wake me up by forcing more of me to be active and not be dead for a minute. This is going to be a weird reverse stream where you can't see. what they're doing is going to play the video game and maybe comment on that a bit. It'll be weird
Oh boy.
and bad and stupid.
Oh
But it'll be
boy.
fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
That is certainly a change of dynamics there.
I mean, I suppose I could screen share thing for Google Hangouts. That's an option, isn't it? That's a thing you can do, right?
Yeah, you can do that on there. And I
Right.
think I'm pretty sure.
All right then. Okay, I'll get this launched, get this going, and we'll have a go at that. See if that's a thing. What we
Okay. How much I'm going to make this go longer. I had like an idea for an ending that I was gonna say, oh, heel turn. It's the end of the podcast, but I forget exactly what the heel turn was. Use that gimmick anymore.
boy. That's good. I didn't hear the first part of that because the launching games fucks with do stuff. One, because computers suck.
Yeah, computers are bad.
Yeah.
Nuke them all bad.
Come.
Yeah.
Right, and I think probably the easiest way to do this is if I just put it into windowed mode and get it like that going.
Yeah.
And then try to make sure there's nothing that spoilers on the screen at the same time, because that would be bad. It's you. Yeah, let's just get this all separate there on. That should do. And then yeah, okay. I don't think there's anything incriminating going on now that would spoil anything or be bad. So let's try. How do we do this screen sharing thing?
Okay, so what you got to do is in Google Hangouts, there's chat, and then there's right under it screen share.
Yeah. Application window. That's perfect. Okay, I can just stream the application. There we go. Are you seeing this? This is coming through.
Ooh.
You see Dark Souls 2?
Yeah.
Oh
there
boy.
it goes.
All right then. So this is this getting live streamed? Are we live streaming Dark Souls 2 right now?
Yep.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Except
what?
Yeah, except every time I speak, Dark Souls 2 is no longer on screen.
Oh, that's an issue. Can you there's a way where you can make it full screen or something so it'll force that to go through and force that to the main thing that you see. Is that a thing that you can do? Like if you go to the bottom right?
I think. Hide from broadcast. Yes. Okay, so now they can only see you.
All right then. Oh boy. Look at this. Everyone's going to see how much I fucking suck at Dark Souls 2. This is amazing. This is the best. Oh wow, I've got it going in the background too. That's worrying and not good to see. But that's fine.
Oh boy.
I see very low frame rate, and I probably shouldn't do this area because this is a horrible, bad area. So let's go have an attempt at trying to explore a different area. Let's maybe go try to get into one of the DLC areas. See if I remember how to even find that. I gotta get a key. I know, and I looked this up earlier because I knew this would be a thing that we wanted to do. And
This is some real bread and butter content right here. We've done it. We've solved YouTube, but now it's Let's Plays with Outlaw. Plays with Magos. Now I'm guest starring on your show.
Oh boy.
Can we host this on Alas Poor Yorick?
You have to get in contact with Alex, but yeah, that would be perfect. That would be the greatest thing. This is the first proper true solo Let's Play content, or of solo me playing the game content that there's been, right? Other than the weird joke one for Risk of Rain, where I just refused to end the level and let Alex Facio respawn. Is this the first time
I
that
don't think I've
happened?
finished. Migraines and airplanes, remember?
Oh, of course. Oh, I completely forgot. Yeah, but those sucked. Those were terrible and bad, except for the third one, which was also kind of terrible and bad, but in a unique way.
Oh no,
But this
I
is
love migraines and airplanes. I would rewatch those even in the like exiting YouTube state that I'm in. I would rewatch and love those. Those are great videos. I need to make a video on migraines and airplanes. Actually, now that I think about that, why they're so good.
yeah, that's some of my opinions you've got there, but fair enough. Okay then, can
You
I
know,
open this? Oh boy, use the line key.
there are some interesting ideas to chew on with migraines and airplanes that I
Oh no.
could talk about. So I'm gonna have to like load that up as a
Oh god.
potential script. Like actually put that in the queue of scripts that I'm gonna write.
Hmm. That's exciting. Okay, so from here, there's a salamander. Didn't realize. Oh god. Okay, I'm getting fucking wrecked. I'm getting fucking wrecked immediately. Oh god, this is a mistake. I can't play video games. I'm terrible at video games. You need to run away. Gotta escape. Gotta escape from the video games. Oh boy. Okay then. That's interesting. Didn't know there were salamanders in there. That's good to know. But yeah, migraines and airplanes. It was an interesting conceit of okay, let's try and make content in a state where you can't make anything better. But the problem is it is not good necessarily by the fact that I'm in pain and so I can't say things well as at that point was very experienced with the whole affair of it. So that was bad
Yeah.
too. But
I mean certain things that I'm going to say about it are spoilers. And the fact that I can't entirely articulate what's good about it at this current moment without having rewatched them. I know Weeb is also a big fan of all three of them, so I think he
oh
feels
boy.
similarly to the way I do.
Mm. I mean, yeah, there's the place in the narrative for them, but they have they're pretty important, relatively speaking. But still, the part of the point is that they kind of are in many by most judgments and by their own merit, not strictly good. All right, then I'm going to attempt to just run through this because these salamanders have lots of health. So let's just try and fucking sprint it and see if we can not die. But also, who gives a fuck? To get this fucking
I
key.
what I'm gonna do is I'm going to view this stream on the watch page and see what it looks like. So, if I stop talking for a second, you just say a bunch of words.
Okay.
Let me see what the stream looks like. Opening a can live on air featuring Magos. Here we go.
Okay, those things do a lot of damage. Oh boy. Alright then, I fucking died. Died like a little bitch because I tried to fight them. But yeah, we got the item, so now we're gonna go visit the old Iron King DLC area, I suppose. Unless should I no, there's giants in the way of getting the fucking getting the other key. So let's just go let's go find Yoldi King, man. Let's go see if I gotta make it to the primal bonfire. I got the key now, so I just need to go through there. Go through there and get to the thing. We gotta go through this area a bit, I think. I think it's yeah, it's that way. I know where it was happening. I heard some sound from the
Okay.
outlaws end. If it's yeah,
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, the stream quality actually looks pretty good. It looks now that I've looked at it. So that are now alleviated.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it seems to be, by looking at the screenshot, it seems like the frame rate is very low, but aside from that, yeah, looks okay. So this is almost watchable. Alright then, who's ready to see me fucking be terrible at video games? I'm not good at video games. This is publicly known law. I'm bad, but two enemies. Let's just run. Just go ahead and try. No, that's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. That's where we came from. There we
You
go.
know,
Okay, fuck it. We're not fighting enemies.
Dark Souls 2 looks like a good game. This looks like a fun video game. I've never played Dark Souls 2 before, but I think I would like this.
It's not necessarily good. It's designed in a way that's where a lot of the enemies are just really not fun to fight at all. Is one of the biggest issues of it. But it does have some great fashion souls, as can be seen by this great fashion souls right here, which is nice. And as we all know, that is the main part of the Souls video games, all of them. It's dressing up your little doll character so that you can so that you can fight the demons and the bloodborne monsters and its turtle knights with style. Because
Ha.
because abandoned stats, don't worry about the stats, don't worry about that. I could be far more effective if I were to put on less cool looking items. Now, fashion souls. Alright then, we should have the key to go through here. So, yep, oh boy, there we go. Look at this. Now, I don't know what the leveling for this area is like, so we may get destroyed. That's a
Oh,
very real possibility. But,
you know, the cord from my mic just fell out and I fixed it real quick, but that was something that happened. My like up on the couch where like the table is located a little bit further from the couch, and then the USB cord wraps around where the monitor is, which is on the table, and then the mic goes around towards where the couch is so it can be near my face, and I was pulling on it too much, and then the cord that holds the snowball in just like came off. Really concerning for a second, so my voice couldn't be heard at all.
that's not
But
fun.
good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got a new area. Look at this. This is a DLC area, so it's all fancy. It's all special looking and cool. And we're going to get wrecked. Who's ready for that? That's what people like, right? They enjoy the Souls games one, where you see the fucking player get destroyed. And it's a funny time, right? People are going to laugh at that, don't they? I think that's what people do. I don't know.
Mm.
What do
Yeah.
people do? Well,
Ah.
first of all, chain. Look at this evocative fucking uh, cinematic run up the chain. All
You know,
very not health and safety.
you know what's unbelievable to me? Just this realization that more to life than this, than what we're doing right now.
Mm,
And I only
yeah.
have to do this like once every week, which is fun. It's like once a week, but I used to do this all the time, every day. Oh, you
Mm,
know?
yeah. Yeah. It's scary. It's scary, but yeah. I'm glad that you're reliably free of having to do this not fun, not cool thing.
Mm.
But look at this.
No, I mean, it's not that it's not fun, it's just that I think I'm out of the mindset to where that's the only thing that I wanna do, because I feel like when I would make a YouTube video, that was the only way that I would ever feel human, a YouTube
Mm,
video. But I have other things that make me feel emotions now, and other things that keep me going to where it's something that I've lost that reliance on. I don't rely on it, and so once you get away from that point where you rely on it so much for just basic feeling happy, your view of it changes drastically, and it's a very weird transition point to be in.
mm. That's fair. The internet isn't cool. Run away. Run away. Don't be like Magos. Uh, don't be like what Outlaw was. Just don't. Just stop. see what this let's see what this new ring is. Let's see what this new ring does.
Yeah. But despite this change, I'm still gonna make this like a renaissance for my content anyway.
All right then, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's not like podcast apocalypse or anything like that, where it was just another weird dramatic heel turn.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. It's a good time.
It just feels weird to have a degree of health, you know? Like, the other day, or yesterday, I think it was, I had washed my face for the first time in months,
Oh
um,
boy.
in, like, a lot of months, and I had brushed
Mm,
my teeth too, which is something I barely ever do. So I go do those things again once we're done with this, and it feels so weird to have cared enough about your own well-being to do those things. I don't understand it on some level, like, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but it's just different than what I used to be experiencing, you know?
mm. Yeah, it's odd realizing that, oh yeah, you can be a human being. That is a choice you can make. You're allowed to do that. Oh my god, these fucking these ash guys have items in them sometimes. Got to kick them all over.
Mm,
It's horrible. This is a horrible game. Oh god.
yeah. Yeah, it's just that I just it feels so weird to undergo a change as dramatically as that, to where I do
Oh
my own
god.
well-being to take care of it. So long, just only YouTube would make me feel real, and that was the bare minimum that or the bare maximum that I ever had, you know? That ever succeeded that, and as a result, I never really cared too much for my own well-being.
Mm. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. It's strange, but you know, it's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, be a human being. Be a good. Be a word. Don't die to ash zombos. That's what it is. That's what losers do. You don't want to be a loser. Not want to be a loser like me.
Yeah,
You have to go reclaim the souls. Little bitch. Little bitch. A little
yeah.
bitch.
I who's gonna fill my shoes, though? Who is gonna be the next, Outlaw Harvest last month? Who's gonna be this man?
Uh, uh, good question. Uh,
Hopefully no one. Hopefully no one
yeah.
goes down the road I went.
By the humanitarian route, that would certainly be the ideal. Just nobody deserves that, right? Okay, then. Yeah, these guys do a lot of damage, and that's exciting.
Mm. Despite this content being audibly and visually a bit off, I think there's this certain air of genuinity to it that makes it good in the end.
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's odd, but it's not terrible. I mean, it's bad, but not terrible. But it's a bit new for me. I'm liking the video game Doom mechanic, and it's good to have you here because you've got the on, which is convenient for me not having to speak constantly. I mean, Dark Souls 2 probably isn't a good choice because it's a game that requires a lot of focus and a lot of attention paid to make sure you don't fuck up and die like a little bitch and a little bitch and a little bitch. But you know, it is what it is, and that's okay. Mm. So then I don't exactly know where I'm going. I know there's a smelter demon boss. That's just on the
QBC
skin. Default one.
one tour is presenting to everyone.
He's got a weapon. exciting. There's let's see if we can find. Okay, you're cutting out a bit. I'm not quite sure what you said. I heard presenting to everyone and something else.
What happened was died momentarily. My Google Hangouts had died all of a sudden.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, that's a weapon that I can't use because I'm pure strength build, because generic Dark Souls 2 build, but you know, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, video game, chest. Oh boy. It's so what were you saying? Someone about talking about a thing or someone doing a thing? What happened? What happened?
Yeah. I forget exactly what I was going into because Google Hangouts had just like crashed for a solid few minutes for whatever reason.
Mm. Yeah, that's a shame. All right, then never mind that conversation, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you want to end it off here then?
All right then. Do you want to? Sure, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose everyone's getting tremendously bored of the Dark Souls 2 at this point. That's fair.
Mm.
Let's
Yeah.
uh let's let it die now.
Yeah, it's my internet is just for whatever reason just going in and out, so I feel like it's reached a point of instability where its death is basically inevitable.
All right then. I'll do some little wavy emotes for goodbye, and then we can end it off here.
Mm. Yeah. Oh boy. That's what a great fitting end.
Hmm, we did it.
And stopping broadcast.